Hello. Welcome to the Pinfall Podcast. Another day without signs. We will have signs eventually, probably by the end of next week. Um, happy Takeover Day. Happy
Yeah.
Sunday.
End of an era in NXT.
Quite literally.
Things won't be the same this time or Tuesday of next week. Because they said over the next couple weeks they're changing things.
Okay. I don't know, man. I'm not happy about this. It was a good takeover, though. That's not what
It
I'm saying.
was a fantastic takeover. I didn't think it was as good as In Your House. In my opinion. But it might have, at least the rating was lower than In Your House. It might have been because the pre-show today was not great.
Pre-show just didn't really...
It was a squash.
Yeah, I didn't really get it. Like, I understood, like, why they had Ridge do it, because, like, Ridge had to call out Tim, setting up for Tuesday, but, like... you just had a promo.
Before we get into the takeover itself, there's a little bit of news that directly applies to takeover and NXT. So PW Insider and Fightful have confirmed that this was the last time we'll be seeing Adam Cole on NXT.
That is in no way shocking to me whatsoever. Heartbreaking, but not shocking.
Yeah. Now it's all a question of, is he going to Smackdown or is he going somewhere else? Don't know, but we will find out very soon, I guess.
Yeah. Yes. Jesus Christ.
I
don't know. I don't know how I feel about any of this.
So let's get into the takeover now. For those who don't know, we have predictions. We make predictions for all the matches. And for every incorrect prediction that we have to do, or every incorrect let me start over. We'll remove this in post for the YouTube version.
Yeah, okay.
For every incorrect prediction that we make, we have to finish a can of hard seltzer before the podcast is over. And that adds up, so if you get 3 wrong, you have to finish 3. And whoever gets the most correct predictions is crowned the Pinfall Podcast Prediction Champion. If you were here yesterday for SummerSlam, you know how it works. Morgan Smith said tomorrow's BTE will be unbearable. Can't wait. And the champion gives a punishment to the loser. Now, after yesterday, am the reigning defending champ. And today, Liz, how did you do? Let's not go into specifics of the predictions. How did you do?
I got 1 wrong.
You got 1 wrong. 1. Out of, I think it was 6 that we did. 6 total predictions. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6. You got 5 right. And I got none wrong. Perfect pay-per-view.
To be fair, my pay-per-view was also perfect. We just made up a tiebreaker.
But that means it's not perfect.
Well, all of the things that a normal person would take bets on, I got right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, we had all the same predictions. So we had to make the tiebreaker. I won the tiebreaker, which we will get to the specifics of once we get there. Miriam said I'm resurrecting my Liz's Champ Truther campaign. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Everyone's already trying to belittle my title reign.
I'll belittle you.
3 in a row. 3 in a row. So Liz, I've got a punishment for you.
May I remind you that I suffer from clinical depression?
Suffer from what?
Clinical depression.
Okay. This
Be
will help.
nice to me.
This will help you.
Here. No, it won't.
But before I tell you the punishment, Liz has to finish 1 can of seltzer. Looks like she's drinking White Claw based on her frozen screen. I'm not to drink any. Nothing.
Oh. This is I'm just drinking.
Okay.
I started this earlier.
Liz forgot the rules.
No, I started this earlier, so I figured I'd finish it before cracking open like a full cold one.
Okay.
No, this would be cheating. I don't want to cheat.
But yeah, I don't have to drink anything. Alright, now, let me give you your punishment. I'm gonna come over there and give you your punishment.
Oh no. Oh, but I just pulled my hair back. Nice job.
It's okay.
Does it go around my ponytail? Good. Oh, the sunglasses might be a tiny bit problem.
There you go.
Alright, I can do this. The sunglasses might be a tiny bit of a problem when I do the notes. Let's see. Okay, no. You are not putting these on me. Okay. You can't tell I'm squinting. Can I take this off at some point in time?
No, you have to keep it on the entire time.
Oh my god, this sucks. I go through so much effort with my makeup. Can I please take it off like in between matches or something? At least just so I can like have a moment of reality, because these are gonna slip down my nose the entire time.
As long as you put them back on when the match starts.
I will put them on for all of us, all of our talking about matches. It just, these slip down more than my actual fucking glasses do. I guess this is my new look. You know how much time I spend doing my makeup? It takes me about like an hour. Which, you know, an hour to stare at yourself in a mirror.
Oh man, that flight was
very
long.
fun.
Oof. To travel all the way to Liz's place just to give her a hat and sunglasses. Boy, are my arms tired.
I should hang up right now.
And yet you won't.
Anyways, I was just saying that it takes me so long to do my makeup. All for this. All for this to happen.
Alright. So. Takeover. Takeover 36. Probably the last takeover we'll ever see. I guarantee you, one of the big changes, they're gonna rename NXT to NXT Evolve.
No, they're not.
I guarantee
they're
it.
not.
On
There's
Tuesday,
no chance in hell.
this coming Tuesday or the next Tuesday, they're gonna rename NXT Evolve. Just watch. Just watch. Alright, so we had the pre-show. Pre-shows, I enjoy the NXT pre-shows because they start a half hour before the show as opposed to an hour. A lot less time. But we started with Trey Baxter versus Holland. For some reason, I would have much preferred like Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde versus Top Dollar and Ashante. I think that would have been a lot more fun.
Would have served more of a purpose, that's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
Like, they could have just done this as, like, a video package, like the time that Drake Maverick had to fight Walter. Because, like, he was in their locker room and was being, you know, kicked around, basically.
Yeah.
Just saying. It's just silly. Oh, am I talking about the match now?
Before you do that, I just want to acknowledge that Liz once again tried to get out of yet another punishment. Every punishment you try and get out of. Try and skate around it.
It's because you don't respect the amount of time it takes.
Mm-hmm.
I worked so hard on my makeup.
Maybe
I
don't
worked
work
so hard on it. Like my thumb at you, sir. I was so hyped too today. I was so hyped too. They finally did like a smoky eye look, and I was really proud of it. And you just said, "Fuck your look," and I said,
So that's the excuse today. What's your excuse for yesterday?
I spent a really long time taking a ton of fucking notes so that we can do this podcast, and reading them all in an accent would be really fucking difficult because then I have to like stop every time and try to think about how I'm going to say something. As we saw, every time I had to say anything with an accent, I had to stop, think, do it.
Mm-hmm. Very convenient. They have an excuse for everything. Officer Liz reporting for duty. Oh, you can't do that in the middle of the show. God damn it.
This is what happens.
So unprofessional.
I'm gonna like trying to think of like famous like talk show walkouts.
Are there any?
There's gotta be like one or two where like somebody was just like, "This is fucking ridiculous," blah blah blah, and like stormed out.
Not that I can think of.
Wait, let me just. No, that won't work. Never mind.
So you want to talk about the match?
All right. I'd love to. Instead of harassing me, I'd love to talk about the match. Also, if you want, you can see my notes.
And me.
And you. And now there's a cat in here. All right, so Trey comes out swinging right out of the gates. Gets fucking yeeted. There's a double underhook to the poor boy, and then a Ridge lifts Baxter, gets a knee strike to his jaw. He suplexes Baxter, gets a knee drop on him. He goes to lift Baxter again, but Baxter kicks him in the head. There's an enziguri of sorts and a springboard kick that didn't quite land on Ridge at all. So Trey goes for a springboard back elbow, but Ridge catches Baxter, headbutts him, and then we get a big sidewalk slam brainbuster for Ridge to win. I know that this move has a name because this was what almost like killed Johnny Gargano. I just don't know what it was. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I don't either.
That's it. That's where I just said that Ridge won. So that's where the match ends.
Yeah, I know. After that, Ridge gets a mic and he says, "This is what happens when people have the bollocks to challenge me. Thatcher, I hope you're watching. This is a look at your future." And then we start the actual takeover, and we get LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes for the $1 million championship.
Going back real quick. I wonder if this is gonna like. I feel like it's just weird to call out one person from a tag team when you have the opportunity to face them as a tag team. And I get why, because like Tim has been like talking shit pretty much. But I don't know. I don't see a ton of longevity with Tim and Tommaso, but also
I think it works because, I mean, at the heart of it, Tim and Tommaso are two singles guys, and Pete and Ridge are two singles guys, and having the ability to have them in tag team matches makes the feud last longer and prepares for the because this is Ridge versus Timmy. I assume the end goal is Pete versus Tommaso.
Maybe. I hadn't really thought about that. Also, where's Oni Lurkin?
Oh, you don't want to know.
Hmm.
He's gone back to tweeting his aggressive tweets that aren't in all caps, though.
Oh. That's fun when they aren't in all caps.
Yeah. I'll try and find his most recent one, but you want to start LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes.
Problem with this ensemble is that the glasses and the brim of this hat meet each other. Mm-hmm. So they kind of like meet and they start forcing each other down, and I'm like, anywho. My hair down though.
Oni Lorcan tweeted 5 days ago. This was his last tweet. I was supposed to wrestle Brutus the Barber Beefcake at a carnival once, but as soon as he saw me, he turned to the promoter and said, "Guy's got no hair," and promoter just looked at me with his hands on his hips.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
Let's get into this. I'm kind of liking this look more with the hair down. I think it does more for me.
Okay.
So, Mark, who did you choose for this match?
Oh, I forgot we had predictions. Yes. I picked Cameron Grimes.
Die. Boy, was this a fucking match. A bit of a banger.
Every match here was a banger in one way or another.
Yeah. Besides the pre-show.
Yeah.
Which I kind of expected, honestly. I expected that as much because NXT tends to keep it short, sweet, and good.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's not 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Bless the Lord. Okay, so LA starts he basically starts this match by vamping to the crowd. Sorry. He shoves Grimes into the corner, slaps him across the chest, there's a slap across the chest tonight, and a leg to the midsection that turns LA head over heels. There's some kicking strikes tonight, and then an anxiety-inducing back body drop because it takes him a very, very, very long time to lift Knight over his head. It looked like he was working to kind of get that turn on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, please don't drop. I know, I don't like this man that much, but don't drop him on his goddamn cranium.
Mm-hmm.
So Grimes goes for the $1 Million Dream submission hold, but Knight breaks free. He goes to ringside. Knight avoids a PK twice from Grimes on the apron. He can't avoid the third attempt, though. Gets fucking smacked in the chest. Grimes then drives Knight into the barricade. We get an assist from Ted for Grimes to send 2 boots to the face of Knight, knocking him off the stairs where he's kind of resting.
That's the only thing that kind of ruined the match for me was Ted's interference.
Yeah, so that was kind of one of those things I also sort of had a problem with because I was like, is that not a DQ? Is the ref really just not looking?
Yeah, the ref was dealing with the belt in the ring. What are you doing?
The light keeps overexposing me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was one of those things where I was like, is the ref seriously not looking entirely?
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
Mm-hmm.
But so Knight slams Grimes into the barricade. He starts turning it around onto Grimes. Grimes fakes Knight out, getting back into the ring. He kicks Knight in the chest while he stands on the apron. Grimes goes to the apron and kicks him out there as well. Grimes then goes up top. Knight sweeps his feet from under him, sending him off the fucking post. He then catapults Grimes neck first into the bottom rope. Grimes gets a strike to the face of Knight and a boot under the jaw. Knight, however, gets a boot to the face of Grimes, and then Grimes hits a big crossbody. He blocks a neck breaker, jumps over a charging LA. He goes up top, or he doesn't go up top. He goes up for what looked like it was supposed to be a cave-in. But Knight reverses that with a powerbomb, which wasn't that convincing to me, but...
I thought it worked. I thought it was good enough.
It worked. The powerbomb itself, like the force of it didn't quite ring out. Grimes goes for the Puma tackle, but Knight catches and slams him to the ground. You said, and there are records to prove it, that Cameron Grimes is the only person where it actually could be considered a Puma tackle. Yeah,
because he actually goes to tackle. All right, whatever.
Yeah. He's feral. So he wants the Puma tackle. But Knight catches him, slams him to the ground. Knight goes for an elbow drop with absolutely no luck because Grimes rolls away. There's an elbow to the face of Grimes and a moonsault to Grimes off the ropes. He doesn't end up getting any contact. Grimes avoids it. Grimes then wants the $1 Million Dream submission on Knight again. Can't get it locked in. There's a German suplex to Knight instead, and then a Hurricane Rana to Knight that looked really fucking nasty. I know we weren't in the same room for this match, but I saw that and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Thanks. That was like a fraction of an inch away from a Poison Rana. And then there's a lariat to Knight that dumps him the apron. We get a drop toe hold to Grimes, though, from a re-entering Knight, sending him to the ground. LA Knight I didn't understand what move he was going for here, but he was going for something. Grimes avoided it. There's a bulldog tonight. A fireman's carry takeover to Grimes. LA wants the stunner. He can't get it. Grimes instead kicks LA. He gets dumped out of the ring, but he doesn't. He does that Kyle O'Reilly thing. Not quite the Kyle O'Reilly thing. What I mean is, he does the I'm out, and then he pulled himself back in by sheer core strength. Push off of the ropes to get back in. When he does get back in, he hits Knight with the Puma tackle. Knight is fucking rocked at this point. He puts Grimes up top and meets him up there, but Knight gets beaten down. Jumps back up top again. Superplexes the Christ out of Grimes. Get a failed stunner to Grimes. Grimes gets the $1 Million Dream on Knight, who drives Grimes into the corner. Grimes doesn't let go, though. LA even rolls backwards to get Grimes in the pinned position, but it still doesn't work. Knight ends up coming out of the ring once he breaks free, gets the belt in hand. The referee is like, you definitely can't use that. You definitely can't use that. Don't use that. Grimes ends up kicking the shit out of Knight. There's then a moment where Ted socks LA, throws the belt into the ring to distract the ref because Cameron grabs it. The ref is like, you can't do that. And then Ted gets the $1 Million Dream on LA. Once we're back in the ring, Grimes gets the cave-in to win the belt. DiBiase is not a butler. Yeah, that was from a vertical to down.
Right on his shoulders. Part of me dreads that LA Knight might be sent to the main roster after this.
Well, he hasn't been in any dark matches.
True, but neither's Tony.
No, Tony had been in a dark match or two. She had been one. Yeah.
I don't want LA Knight on the main roster because he needs to be the main roster guy on NXT. He needs to be the Matt Cardona of NXT. You know?
Yeah.
He brings so much variety to the personalities.
I definitely get it. I think if he were to go on to the main roster, he would be watered down.
Yeah,
He'd
and
be like another Miz.
yeah, he'd be watered down. He'd be just like everyone else. Um, I want him to be in more brutal matches though, because from Impact, he was in some gnarly matches, and I mean, one of my favorites was him versus Abyss, and the whole storyline was he was trying to put a stop to death matches. Like he did, that was a storyline. He just wanted no more death matches at all in Impact. Um, and he killed it. If they put him in more brutal matches, I think his doubters will really see the light side with him. Morgan Smith said, I think he's kind of lost in NXT right now because he's much more of a gimmick guy than a wrestler's wrestler. I think he's just in the wrong gimmick. They need to give him, like, now that they established him as like the rich asshole, they need to give him like a unique storyline. Put him up against fucking who's free now? Put him against Diamond Mine or no, because they're heels. Put him against Kyle?
That's what I was thinking.
Kyle, Johnny. Morgan Smith suggested the way Johnny would be good.
Yeah, that's a fair option.
And they both could pull off like ridiculous over the top promos. And I'm sure that would be like match of the year contender right there. Oh, he could he could try to like end Dexter Lumis because he thinks he's a freak. And then that's when Johnny's like, no, he's part of our family now.
Oh, that would be cute.
Yeah. I think that'd be really good. It's if they don't release Johnny before that happens.
He might have like some recourse if they were to release him and like he's like, got a baby coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
There might be like some way for him to spin that and be like, you can't fire me just because I'm about to have a kid. Discrimination.
I don't think so. He's definitely probably the most, now that Adam Cole's gone, he's probably the most talented dude on the NXT roster.
Here's the thing for me personally.
Yeah.
I can't believe Adam Cole's gone.
Yeah.
I'm reeling from that. I'm reeling.
But now if he goes to AEW, there's really good hope that he'll be in an amazing place. If he goes to Smackdown, he is fucked. He is super fucked.
I hope he does. I don't think he will, because he was talking about his Twitch channel.
It's possible that he worked out a deal so he can keep streaming. But if that's the case, that's extremely fucked because why does he get a special deal and nobody else?
Yeah, I get that.
But moving on from that match, next up we have Dakota Kai versus Raquel Gonzalez for the NXT Women's Championship. And you and I both picked Raquel Gonzalez. And we both came out on top.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, is that as far as baseline predictions go, we came out on top every single time.
Yeah.
Whether it was for the best or not. Also, can I just say, my entire personality is based on facial expressions. I make so many facial expressions. You are censoring me.
That's why it's a punishment. That's why it's a punishment.
It sucks.
That's what you get for making the wrong pick. quick note before we get into this match. Dakota Kai came out and her gear, the color of her gear was pink, green, and black. A direct homage to when she turned on Tegan Nox at War Games 2019. That was outstanding.
It gave me hope, and it should not have.
Morgan Smith said it was said last week that Cole was having a pretty decent creative liberty because WWE doesn't want AEW to have him. Well, either they keep up that creative liberty on SmackDown or bye-bye, Adam.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, if Adam does go to SmackDown, if Adam does maintain his Twitch channel, it fucking sucks for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not his fault.
No, but...
Because unfortunately, they were grandfathered into this shitty contract situation, whereas he kind of had the ability to write up a whole new contract.
Yeah.
So... I don't know.
You want to get started with this match?
Yeah, sure. Fucking pages and notes. Okay. This shit. So, slap to Raquel. Dakota's fast, but not fast enough to get picked up, or to not get picked up, and driven into the corner over and over and over. Dakota then avoids a massive lariat. She refuses to get back in the ring. It doesn't really fucking matter. Raquel drags her in. But Dakota turns it into an arm drag of some sort. Right into an armbar on Raquel. Raquel gets up eventually. She goes to powerbomb Dakota. But Dakota scorpion kicks Raquel on the way up, which was very confusing and very cool. I thought this was a sick little move. Thinking back, I don't logistically understand how it works. I'm sure it does. Raquel then tosses Dakota back in the ring again after she ends up escaping. We get a fallaway slam to Dakota and then a second one. Raquel gets Dakota on her shoulders and brings her up with a military press, drops her on the buckle. We get another fallaway slam and then a kick across the face to Raquel. Raquel goes ringside and Dakota gets her back in the ring after much struggling. Because for a second I genuinely believed, I was like, maybe Raquel's like fucking knocked out. I don't know. Like, she was not giving Dakota an inch on that one. So there's a stomp on hands of Dakota and then a kick to the jaw of Raquel and double boots across the face to Raquel. There's a lariat to Dakota and a big boot to the face. Raquel fucking pancakes Dakota from a massive height. Like a Raquel-sized height. I said, ooh. Okay. Anywho. We get a sidewalk slam. She wants the Chingona bomb, but Kai ends up getting a triangle sub on Raquel. Holds it until Raquel slings her into the buckles. Wants the scorpion kick, but Raquel picks her up, powerbombs her. A kick to the ribs of Raquel and a boot across the back of the neck. We get like a very stationary flying head scissors to Gonzalez. And then a powerbomb attempt on Kai, but instead she tosses her over the ropes, landing her ribs first onto the rope. And you watch Kai flail for like grabbing onto something, and instead just lands on the ramp outside of the ring. Which I was like, oh boy. Not look nice. So Dakota wants double boots to the face of Gonzalez, but Gonzalez avoids. There's a super kick under the jaw to Gonzalez and a sort of like backbreaker of sorts. Raquel goes for the one-armed powerbomb, or sorry, I literally read that and I was like, I know what that's called. Don't say one-armed powerbomb. And then I kept going. Anywho, Raquel goes for the Chingona bomb again, but Dakota wiggles free, sends Raquel ringside, gets her back in, goes up top, stomps the midsection of Raquel square on the midsection, mind you. And Balor saw them, was like, all right. Raquel ends up kicking out of the cover, gets up, wants the gut wrench bomb, as they called it. So if I'm wrong, that's not on me. She rams Dakota into the top turnbuckle instead and then meets her up there. Dakota fights her down. Raquel comes right back up. Kai ends up slipping under. She kicks Raquel in the face, and like I had a moment of hope here. She goes for the kick across the side of the face. Raquel stops her, gets the Chingona bomb, and wins.
Super Chingona bomb.
Yes, super.
Great match. Really, really well done match. But then after that, after Dakota is just wiped out, well, Liz asked me, she says, okay, but who could possibly be next? Who? Who? I said Frankie Monet.
My dumbass.
I said Frankie Monet because I feel like that makes sense. And then the question's answered. Because Kaylee Ray comes out to her, I gotta be honest, stupid ass music. She needs better music. The dubstep is not that good. It's Buddy Murphy levels of walkout music. Especially for someone.
And you know what's? Sorry.
I was gonna say, especially for someone who's had such a tremendous title reign.
I was gonna say, I felt kind of stupid because I've talked about this, about Kaylee Ray being in Florida multiple times, and that they were preparing to bring her out. And this whole time I was like, who could fight Raquel? I make fun of you for not listening to my news stuff, but my stupid ass, I'm not listening to it.
Yeah. But if there wasn't Kaylee Ray, there could be Frankie Monet. She could be next. Xia Li, potentially, if she's not already on the main roster. Potentially Zoe Stark. There are options. Maybe Gigi Dolan, if they give enough time.
I think that they're building Dolene and or Dolan, whatever, and Jane.
JC Jane.
To be a tag team.
Yeah. I want to go back to seeing someone in a tag team go for a singles title. I mean, we got that with Kofi going for the WWE title. We need more of that. Because why can't a tag team wrestler be a singles guy? I don't know.
I know.
And
that's something that AEW does really well.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I don't know. Well, Brian Pillman Jr. went for the TNT title. But outside of that, I can't think of. Oh, Ray Phoenix went for the AEW title. Okay.
And I mean, Orange Cassidy has done some tag stuff, but he went for the AEW title.
Yeah, and Raquel did that. Thank you, Miriam. Raquel did that. So.
Can I also say? I have like a bad headache right now. So this is actually kind of helping me too.
Oh, I'm glad. So take them off.
Stare into the light.
All right. So after that, we get potentially match of the year. Walter versus Ilya Dragunov 2. There's a lot of interesting stuff in this match, so we both picked Ilya Dragunov to come out on top and take the UK title from Walter, and he did. Beautiful stuff.
I didn't actually know where this was going for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I knew when I made my prediction. I didn't know, and then I knew, but, like, I did not know.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely the potential of Walter retaining. Could have happened.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see here. So, Walter has a foot around Ilya, sending him flying. Top across the chest to Walter. Walter gets fucking mad. Like, Walter gets pissed. And fucking stomps on the rope, sending the entire square of that, like, bottom rope just jiggling.
Mm-hmm.
For a while, there's grappling. Walter gets a waist lock on Ilya, but Dragunov ends up sending an elbow back to him. There's a defensive sort of maneuver that sends Walter flat to the ground, and then there's a big takedown to Walter. They're grappling again. You get a side headlock on Walter and a punch to the face of Ilya, but Ilya fights back with a lot of forearms. Ilya ends up catching Walter's chop, which was sort of when I was like, okay, we're fine. I know my prediction was right.
Mm-hmm.
Ilya catches Walter's chop, tries to fight Walter back down to the mat, successfully does it. Walter ends up lifting Ilya up, though, places him on the top turnbuckle, chops him all the way to the floor. I don't think he was intending to do that.
Right.
Only because Walter pushed him, or chopped him down. You see Ilya go past the ropes, and you see Walter go... So we get a powerbomb, spine first, into the apron to Ilya, and then a big old German suplex to Ilya, who is really just fucking suffering at this point. Walter wants the Boston Crab. Ilya fights it for a little while, but finally Walter gets it, sits down. He transitions into a calf crusher and then transitions into a side headlock. Ilya ends up getting free, gets snapmared, and a kick to the back. There's a hard elbow to the jaw of Ilya, and then a sleeper on Ilya, and Walter then transitions into a near powerbomb. Ilya counters with a back body drop to Walter, which was something else.
Yeah.
So, eventually, they're clotheslining each other kind of back and forth. We get a Constantine special right into a body slam to Walter. And then a big chop just fucking crumples Ilya. There's a massive boot to the face of Ilya, and then, like, sort of an arm drag. Sort of. Ilya ends up hitting some chops to the neck of Walter. He and Walter start exchanging blows. There's elbows to Walter. Walter ends up lifting Ilya, but Ilya breaks free, brings Walter into a knee to the jaw. He jumps up, gets clotheslined down, and a second lariat to him. My God. There's a massive blow to Ilya. Walter's thinking he's got some shit going on for himself. But you can see in the background Ilya powering up. And Walter turns and sees that, and he's just fucking scared.
Mm-hmm.
Walter's got a look on his face like, who the fuck is this guy?
Who this man is a fucking immortal.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't think that he has, like, there's this, like, disorder where you don't have fear, and typically, like, or not disorder, but there's, like, a brain chemical thing where, like, you just don't have, like, as much fear of, like, mortality as normal people. Like, there was that free solo dude who free climbed rock shit. And, like, they did studies on him, and they were like, yeah, no, he's just, like, not scared of things you probably would normally be scared of.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ilya has that same vibe going, where it's just, like, I don't think he's as scared of what he should be scared of.
Yeah.
Or he just really loves his fucking craft, which either way.
Could be both.
Yeah. One might lend itself to the other. And then Ilya German suplexes Walter. You know,
Like
as you do to a man who weighs 297 pounds. You just German suplex him. That's something you can just do. He lifts a 25-pound weight. Fuck. Just kidding. I can lift like a 50-pound bag of salt, so.
Oh my god, wow.
Yeah, I could probably punch a person.
You could probably lift Walter.
Given enough adrenaline, who knows? Maybe if he was like feeling really nice and like kicked off of the ground. So there's a chop to the back of the neck of Walter, and then a chop to Ilya, and an enziguri to Walter. Ilya somersaults Walter down onto the mat, still no pin. We get a drop kick to Walter and a senton off the top rope down onto Walter. He wants the torpedo Moscow. Walter ends up throwing him into a sleeper as he goes for it. Tosses him around with a butterfly German suplex. But Ilya still fucking comes through with the torpedo Moscow afterwards. Like, and Ilya does this thing where it's like, he doesn't no-sell it.
Yeah.
He makes me believe like, oh, that didn't fucking hurt him.
Yeah.
Enough. Anywho. So Ilya comes back with the torpedo Moscow. Hits a second one. We still have no pin. There's some chops to Walter and a huge one to Ilya, and then a superplex to Walter as soon as he goes up top. And there's a drop kick to Walter off the top rope. Walter then drop kicks Ilya.
That would destroy. That would fucking disintegrate a normal human.
Walter is not like an aerial type of move guy, and I do count a drop kick for his like stature to be aerial. Fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
He powerbombs Ilya after that, still does not get the pin. There's some crippling chops to Ilya and a knee to the face of the poor Russian, and then another powerbomb and a big fucking splash off the top rope. Still no pin. We get a sleeper on Ilya. Ilya slings Walter off. There's a boot to Ilya and a corkscrew something or other off the ropes to Walter.
It was a headbutt.
Ilya kind of starts... Oh, was it? Thank you.
I think so.
Ilya starts kind of getting the ground and pound going. Kind of respect it. I felt good about that.
Jimmy?
Jimmy comes out of the crowd. He's like, that's a ground and pound. Ilya then gets a sleeper of his own on Walter, but Walter gets up, goes up top, jumps backwards. Ilya evades any damage whatsoever. There's a sleeper. It's locked back in. Walter falls backwards to get him off him. Ilya doesn't move. Ilya's still attached. Ilya then just fucking beats the shit out of Walter, gets the fucking sleeper back in, and Walter, my boy, fucking taps.
He used Walter's forearm against him, and he used Walter's sleeper on him. He used both of Walter's finishes against him to get the win.
Fucking insane.
Mm-hmm. And then he looks like he was hit by a train.
God, this whole match was just like,
Now, let me ask you, with this match in mind, would you rather get into a car accident or have to fight Walter and not get paid for it?
I'd fight Walter and not get paid for it. At least I know what I'm getting myself into. And then maybe he'd like respect me for fighting him and not getting paid for it.
All right. But I feel like fighting Walter, there's always the chance that you're gonna get mangled. If you're in a car accident, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll be hurt.
I'm willing to take that risk.
But moving on from that, we had an interview with Cameron Grimes. He says, "My father's smiling down on me from ear to ear. His boy is a champion." Ted's with him and he says, "When I came here, I looked for someone to carry on the $1 million legacy. And that was you. You weren't a quitter. That calls for a celebration." And he hands money to Cameron and he hands money to Mackenzie too. Cameron says, "This celebration is never gonna stop. We're gonna go to the moon."
You froze for me after doing that.
Because it just gets so loud. Yeah, it's really nice to see Ted as a face, not like trying to pull some sneaky shit. Just like a genuinely good role model for Cameron Grimes. Because we all thought he'd be like a sneaky heel when he first returned.
Honestly, it's interesting to see the turn of everything. It really is.
Mm-hmm. So now after that we had Samoa Joe and William Regal in the backstage. Regal says, "We've had our differences over the years. I'm glad you came back. As general manager, I have to stay unbiased and hope your match tonight entertains the fans. But I want you to kick his ass." God, fucking love Regal. And then right now we have Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. 2 out of 3 falls. First one being a normal match, second one being a street match, and third fall being the cage match. And so this is where a winner was decided.
So, okay. Because I said that Kyle would be pinned first, and you said that Adam would be pinned first.
We both picked Kyle to win this.
Right.
Yeah, I said Kyle would win the normal match, the first fall. You said Adam would win the first fall. I gotta say, the crowd was so fucking annoying in this match.
Yeah, this was fucked.
The CWC crowd is full of a bunch of fucking smarks who think they're fucking smart by cheering on Adam Cole, booing Kyle O'Reilly throughout the entire match. It's annoying. It's obnoxious. They booed the finish to this match. Like, come on. When Ilya started winning, when he started getting a leg up against Walter, they were still chanting Walter.
Yeah.
So fucking annoying.
It's just like, I don't know.
Like
and this is what we're gonna have to deal with now, because this is like where they're going to be permanently.
I guess so. They're a bunch of guys who think they're fucking smartasses, and boo at Kyle, boo MSK, and randomly yell Hit Row.
I don't know, man.
And the Hardy chants were funny the first time with Carrion today. After that, they were annoying.
Yeah.
I also don't think the crowd understands how close they are to the wrestlers, and that the wrestlers can hear them, and it throws them off. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure Kyle was thinking something when he heard all those boos against him.
Yeah, just fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. Like, these are people.
Yeah. The ironic thing is, what got Kyle over as a heel was him being goofy. And they hate cool Kyle who's just goofy. But as a face, like, what's the difference? Like, I mean, I haven't been the biggest fan of Cool Kyle, but wouldn't say he's boo worthy.
Yeah, definitely not. No. I would not say that either.
The whole point of going to a wrestling show is so you can mark the fuck out. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So yeah. Cole versus O'Reilly. 3.
The end of a chapter, because we're never going to see Adam Cole on WWE product.
End of the era.
Yep. Anywho, we're back at it again with the boys. There's a glancing knee to the face of Cole. Slams face into the stairs. Okay, so he slams Cole's face into the stairs, kind of alternates between shoving him into the barricade and then the stairs. Cole then kicks Kyle in the face on his way back into the ring. Cole goes for a brainbuster on the steps, but Kyle reverses to suplex him ringside instead. Cole hits a knee to the midsection from Kyle, or Cole gets a knee to the midsection from Kyle. There's a kick to the face of Kyle and a leg across the stomach to Adam. Kyle goes for the cross armbar, but Cole starts working really hard to keep it from being locked in. Kyle ends up transitioning with a heel hook and then a shiny wizard to the face of Kyle. We get a step up and security upside the head to O'Reilly. Cole goes for a super kick to the face, but is caught. Kyle goes off the top rope right into a super kick. And then Cole goes off the top rope onto Kyle, and Kyle catches him and rolls him up and wins the first fall. Which I was kind of annoyed because I felt like this was just like, it was a weird way to do the first fall, but like, and it's not about who got pinned really for me. It's more the move that ended in a pin.
I mean, the way I saw it, both the first and second fall were meant to lead into the third fall. The first one was kind of a sneaky one that didn't really weaken either wrestler that much. But then the street fight was where things really started to take toll on each other. I personally would have liked it if they mixed it up with the stipulations. The cage match was fine. But the normal match and street fight, it's just repeating the first two matches.
Yeah. It was just kind of, I don't know. So after that, once we move into the street fight rules, we get a steel chair to the stomach of Kyle. Adam ends up sitting in the chair after sending Kyle out of the ring, landing him ribs first onto the apron. Because the whole point of this is that Kyle's ribs are fucked up. We get Adam sitting in a chair with a trash can over his head. Kyle hits a flying dropkick off the apron to Cole. He goes up top. Cole ends up super kicking him, sending him down to ringside again. Cole sends Kyle ribs first into the announce desk. A steel chair into the ribs of Kyle, and then Adam keeps doing it over and over. Adam starts doing some interior decorating. Takes a chair and shoves it into a corner. Finally gets it to stay, and takes a fucking bow. I was like, God damn it. And literally, he takes this bow only to turn around and get punched by Kyle. I was like, that's perfect. That's poetic justice. Adam ends up slinging Kyle into the post, sending him ringside. Once again, sending him ribs first into something. Adam sends Kyle into the barricade. The kendos come out. Kendo to the back of Kyle, and Kyle is taken down into a backstabber by a kendo. Pulls him down by the neck. Adam then gets the lockjaw on Mr. Kyle. And it was so funny to hear Vic say, and he gets the fingers in Kyle's mouth. And I was like, yeah, Vic, what's that called?
The mandible
What's that
claw.
called, Vic? After that,
Britt Baker just tweeted Bay Bay after he did that.
Love that for her. So after that, we're exchanging blows. Kyle gets a flurry of offense to Adam. I definitely stole that line from Vic. There's a kick across the chest of Adam. Kyle slams Adam's knee into the chair. He's driven into the chair in the corner. And we get 2 pump kicks that take both men out because they're doing that thing where it's like, anything you can do, I can do better. And they pump kick each other. And I was like, you guys are fucking silly. Anyways, we go ringside. Adam gets a chain. Kyle gets a chain. Because they're doing the same thing. And then they just start pounding each other. And there's a kick under the jaw. Kick under the jaw to Cole. Super kick to Kyle. Kyle starts chasing Adam as he's trying to go up the ramp. There's a super kick to Kyle. Kyle tosses Adam into the barricade between that space between the ramp and the barricade itself is where Adam lands. We start setting up 2. So yeah, Adam gets back in the ring. He starts setting up 2 steel chairs. But as he's doing it, Kyle picks him up, sends him down in a backbreaker. Kyle goes up top and gets tossed by Adam Cole into the 2 steel chairs, ribs first. And a 1 last shot to win. That
is the nastiest move. Nastiest move in professional wrestling right there.
Yeah, it's not nice. The medics come out as the cage is coming down, as we're 1-on-1. Adam starts attempting to break Kyle further by stomping him, tossing him into the announce desk. There's a knee to the face to start the match to Kyle. Kyle catapults Adam into the side of the steel cage, and then Kyle just starts beating the shit out of Adam, sending him into that cage side over and over. We get a knee across the back of the neck to Cole. He wants the drop knee on Cole, but Cole avoids it. It's attempts one last shot on Kyle, misses. Kyle gets his own 1 last shot to connect. There's a low blow, though, to Kyle. Adam goes to climb out, but Kyle gets up, grabs him. They exchange some blows. Kyle gets beaten down. We get a Panama Sunrise to Kyle. Cole gets some fucking handcuffs from his fucking sleeve, like his little cuff that he keeps on his arm. It's very confusing to me. There's a kick to Kyle's face as he lays prone. He locks Kyle up, but Kyle immediately gets a heel hook on Cole, forcing Cole to tap.
Yeah. And that's the last time we'll be seeing Adam Cole in NXT.
May I request a quick bathroom break before I get into this last match?
Sure. While you do that, I'm going to go through the 2 promos right here.
Also, if I take too long, because I don't think I will, but if I take too long, you didn't give any of your rankings on Friday.
I was supposed to tweet it out today, but I forgot.
Oh, so. Anyways.
All right. So after that, we had an interview with Ilya Dragunov after his win. He says, "The ring general has fallen. Long live the Tsar." God, this is gonna be so exciting having him as UK champ. Also, you guys can talk shit about Liz now that she's gone. After that, we had a promo from Legado del Fantasma. Santos says, "There's a saying in Mexico. I offer you an exit from our situation. You're gonna find out there's no one better than Legado del Fantasma." Mendoza says, "This Tuesday, we're gonna finish the job." Regarding Hit Row, Santos says, "You'll find out. He who laughs last, laughs best." And yeah. And then we have the last match, which we gotta wait until Liz gets back. In the meantime, on Friday, I did not give the current top 10 wrestlers of 2021 so far. This is among all promotions. Starting at number 10, Nash Carter. Number 9, Doc Gallows. Number 8, Bianca Belair. Number 7, Nick Jackson. Number 6, Miro. Number 5, Roman Reigns. Number 4, Matt Jackson. Number 3, Bobby Lashley. Number 2, Darby Allin. And number 1, Kenny Omega. And follow us on Twitter to see what our match of the week is going to be. But I think it's pretty obvious what our match of the week's gonna be after last night. Started doing a bottom 10 as well, but for for the final list at the end of the year, you want to check out the Mike Romy Awards that we'll be doing. That will be the final update on the top and bottom 10 of 2021. Anyone have any shit they want to talk about, Liz? I know, she does suck. She's like, I don't know. Wish Liz would come back from the bathroom. Have you guys seen gifts from DDT's Peter Pan event? No, I haven't seen any. I didn't even know there was a Peter Pan event. Is it from today? Or is it from yesterday? I've been trying to get more into the indies, but it's tough when you don't have a Fight TV subscription. Liz is back. Or is she? Maki Ito wrestled in an explosive death match. Oh my god. When will she fight Eddie Kingston in an explosive death match?
Eddie Kingston wants to, so we should let him.
Yeah, they both want to. Alright, so Samoa Joe versus Karrion Kross. This spelled disaster for Karrion at TakeOver. We both picked Joe.
Of course we did.
Yeah. Because we're fucking smart.
True.
There's something else I should be saying. But what was that?
I said, shall I begin?
Yeah.
Alright. So we get a kick to the leg of Joe. And Joe just kind of looks at Karrion like... The sunglasses off for this specifically. There's a kick to the leg of Joe, and Joe kind of just like looks at Karrion like... And then Karrion kicks him in the leg again. And Joe, once again, has to look at Karrion just like... What the fuck?
It was so dumb what Karrion was doing, just kicking his shins.
It was better that Joe like kind of looked at him like, why the fuck are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
So we get some strikes to Karrion in the corner. He kind of gets pummeled for a minute. The crowd is chanting Hardy at this point. Kross tosses Joe into the corner. There's a back elbow to Karrion and then a humongous kick. There's to Karrion, that is. There's a snapmare and a slap to the back of Karrion and a kick to the chest and a senton. Near coquina clutch, the legs aren't wrapped around, but Karrion grabs the ropes, hits a Doomsday Saito to Joe, nearly fucking killing him because he basically lands him on his goddamn head. And I said, Karrion, please, we just got him back. You're why we can't have nice things anymore. Please don't ruin this one. Karrion starts stomping Joe's hands. There's a big slap across the chest of Karrion and a headbutt. There's a kick to Samoa Joe that was so fucking dainty. Mm-hmm. And then a Saito. Karrion, like, was not all there, I feel like. Karrion was kind of phoning it in for part of this match, and I could tell.
He was probably also hearing all the chants. You know, like the Where's Scarlet chants. To
be fair, where the fuck is Scarlet?
You know. The Hardy chants. Scarlett's gonna team up with Bianca Belair after to make up for her loss against Becky. What?
Real quick, I'm sorry. The cat knocked the door open Did not come in. She stood like just far enough out of the way that I could not see her in the crack. And then she pushed it open again.
Wrong.
I'm sorry. She's a fucking goblin. Right, cute goblin. Go. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, and this is the thing, is that like I know that heels especially are supposed to be kind of trained to like not fucking listen to that shit. Because the worst heels are like Ronda Rousey, where they're heels and they get pissed off that the crowd hates them.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like the crowd has gotten more cynical, I think. You know? Anywho. There's a kick to the chest of what I was saying is just that there were like so many moves tonight where Karrion just like looked like he was like going through the motions.
Yeah. It's got that main roster training.
Yeah. So he daintily kicks Joe, hits him with the Saito. There's a kick to the chest of Karrion through the ropes, and then we get back in the ring. Karrion suplexes Joe again. Does a rude gesture to the audience, which, you know, whatever, fine, fair. Before splashing Joe in the corner. Joe gets a power slam to Karrion, but no pin. There's a powerbomb to Karrion, no pin. Joe gets the SDF on Karrion. Karrion ends up grabbing the rope. There's a knee to the face of Joe. And then Karrion stomps Joe's fingers once again before DDTing him. Get a belly to belly to Karrion. Joe comes in with a fucking mess of strikes to Karrion, finally kind of like waking up a little bit. There's an inverted atomic drop to Karrion and then a big boot to the face before a senton. Karrion still kicks. We get another senton for good measure, but no cover after that. He goes for the... I fucking cannot speak. He goes for the coquina clutch again. No legs this time still. Gets Karrion on the ground. Still doesn't get the legs wrapped around. Karrion gets free. He transitions into an armbar. Ends up getting the cross jack through that. And Joe looks like he's... I was about to fucking hate NXT. I was like this close to hating NXT. But Joe looks like he's about to pass the fuck out. He's bleeding from his mouth because that's exactly what I expected from Joe, actually. And finally, Joe's eyes spring open. He jumps up. Finally fights his way out. There's a fist to the back of Joe's neck, but that doesn't work either. Joe gets a Uranagi on Karrion and a gentle little knee to Joe in the corner. But Joe then... It was so weird. Not weird, but it was funny. Because Karrion, like, gently, like, sends, like, a little knee to the side of Joe's face.
It's the lightest knee
and then
in the world.
Joe kicks the fucking shit out of Karrion.
He said,
Karrion goes up top.
I'm gonna send you back to Raw with this one kick.
It was a fucking... And I'm sure it was a leg slap and a half, but it was gnarly looking.
Mm-hmm.
So he does that. Finally, we get a muscle buster to win. Joe is a 3-time NXT champion. Good for fucking him.
Yeah. One with the fucking muscle buster. He hasn't used that in a long time, apparently. I don't think he used it at all on the main roster. I think he had to stop using it because Tyson Kidd got injured off of it. But
yes. Oh yeah.
But good to see it's back. And I saw somebody say that the more muscles you have, the more the muscle buster hurts you. You're really trying to wear those sunglasses over your glasses?
I can't even fucking tell.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see how long that lasts.
I'm enhancing your punishment.
Okay. So that's the end of TakeOver. There was no media call afterwards. First time since, in years.
That
Um,
makes me really nervous because I feel like the changes that we're going to see very soon are not changes we want to see, and that's why they're kind of avoiding talking about them.
but you also got to think, if a media call did happen, think about what questions would be asked. What's the deal with Adam Cole? What the fuck's going on with the releases? What's this power struggle happening? Like, it's all questions that Triple H probably just doesn't want to answer. Because they're questions everyone's fucking asking.
I get it. It makes me nervous.
Understandably. But, one interesting thing about the main event, Joe didn't win with his Coquina clutch, probably because two matches ended with submissions. While Ilya won with a submission, and Kyle won with a submission. So that if Joe won with his Coquina clutch, that would have been 3 matches in a row that ended in submission. So he said, "Fuck it, I'll bring back the Muscle Buster."
Yeah. I did understand it after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
But for a moment I was like, I just wanted the coquina clutch.
He tried it several times.
Yeah.
All right. So that is NXT Takeover 36, the end of the era, or as Morgan Smith said, the undisputed end of an era. You want to talk about the bests of the night?
Yes, I would love to talk about the best of the night, and I think I know where we're gonna go for all of these.
So promo of the night. Promo of the night, I want to give to Cameron Grimes because that promo was very heartfelt coming from him and Ted.
Oh,
What?
I was gonna go with Ilya.
I wanted to go with Ilya, but then I remembered Cameron Grimes talked about his dad watching down on him.
Okay, fine. I'll take him.
It was very genuine.
Okay.
All right, and then let's talk about the wrestler of the night. Do you even need me to go through them?
I think I know what you're going to say. There's 2 things that I think you could say, and I think I know what you're going to say, and I'm going to agree with either of the 2 that you could say.
All right. So, my pick for Wrestler of the Night from NXT TakeOver 36 is Ilya Dragunov.
I was going to say that was my most likely option for you to pick, and my second most likely would be Joe. But I agree. I think Ilya fucking... An Ilya Dragunov match is a fucking treat, and I hope one day I'll be able to see one live.
Yeah. He can deal out a ton of varied offense, and his storytelling, just in his emotion, his facial expressions, and his bodily his body language. It's unlike anything else. But what really matters is how much fucking damage he can take.
Yeah.
He puts his body through hell. And it might come back to haunt him at some point in his life, but for now, it's making him one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Can I say something that might not be popular, and you might not even agree with it, and I can almost guarantee you will not agree with it.
Okay.
So, Darby Allin said that he wants to be he's here for a good time, not a long time.
Right.
And you can kind of tell because he does shit where it's dude, that does not seem smart for you.
Mm-hmm.
I really prefer watching Ilya Dragunov's here for a good time, not a long time style of wrestling where it's it looks so brutal. There's
where it's about
no little flair
perseverance.
to it.
About perseverance rather than stunts.
Yeah. Like, Ilya's matches always have like this heart to them
Mm-hmm.
that you can feel. It's tangible.
Yeah.
And anytime Ilya's fighting somebody, and like I don't know about you, I've fallen behind on NXT UK a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because of everything going on in my world. But whenever I know there's an Ilya match going on, my brain is like, we have to watch this. Because every time he does shit where I'm just like, it doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to take that. And yet.
Yeah.
That's all I've got to say. I don't want to sound like a dick saying that, but I feel like he and Darby have very similar styles, and it makes me. I think it's interesting to see the difference.
Yeah.
In that.
No, you do make a good point. It's all the matter of them being smaller guys, especially Darby, and needing to make up for that by putting their body through hell, because that's the only way they can get an edge on larger opponents. You saw that with Darby against Miro, where even though he lost, he had to put his body on the line. But it is also the difference between like European wrestling and American wrestling.
And I don't know about you, but I know that there's a pattern with me where I really like European wrestling a lot more than American wrestling. Just the style itself has always been more interesting. Or rather, I guess this sounds bad. I like just about anything besides American wrestling. Or I like American wrestling, but I prefer other things. And a lot of wrestlers I really like have come from a mixture of New Japan, WXW.
How would you classify American wrestling? Because American wrestling also includes luchador style.
So what I'm saying as far as American wrestling is concerned is I'm not including luchador style in that at all. I'm saying like North American wrestling itself. What I'm saying is I find that 9 times out of 10 wrestlers that I really love have come through New Japan, have come through WXW. There's another one that I'm missing and I can't remember which one it is. But they've come through those circuits. It's really bothering me that I don't know what the other one is because there was 3 of them. Now I can't remember.
CZW?
Let me look up. I noticed this with Tyler Rust.
It wasn't. It's not CZW.
I don't think so. But before I try to finish this thought off, I've just always found that a lot of the wrestlers that I love have come through those circuits. As opposed to wrestlers that have only come through like circuits like North American Indies
like
and
FCW,
so forth. Yeah.
Ring of Honor.
Just I noticed that pattern and I think there's something to be said there. And that's not to say that like North American wrestling is like garbage or anything like that. That it's just I've always really liked European wrestling a lot more, or just non-North American wrestling.
Morgan's Mist suggests that you watch Cara Noir. He has some matches on YouTube, including one with Pac at Riptide Wrestling. Cara Noir is actually the highest ranking dude in the indies on my list.
Can you show me that name later?
Yeah, he's from Progress Wrestling mostly.
That's one of
the
them.
other one.
I think that's Yeah, Progress is another one.
I've noticed some good names that have made the rounds from Progress, like Chris Dickinson, Karen Noir.
Sorry, Dirty Daddy.
Yep.
Still so funny to me.
Light Ghost Jim also comes from Progress. Those guys are great.
Yeah, I think it was always WXW, NJPW, and Progress were always brands that kind of kept coming back up.
Promotions.
Thank you. Promotions.
Yeah. I can't say I agree because not a lot of my favorites come from WXW and Progress, but New Japan for sure.
Yeah. I'm literally just talking about my personal taste. So.
Well, let's move on to match of the night. And before we get into the match of the night, after our best of the night, we'll be doing our question segment. If you have a question for us and you're watching on the live show, leave it in the chat so it's there when we move on to the questions. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment and we'll answer it in the next episode. All right, so match of the night. I think it's obvious what our match of the night is, but I'm going to go through worst to best from tonight's takeover. So, the worst. With a 4 out of 10, the starting show, Trey Baxter versus Ridge Holland. It was fine. It was a squash match that served its purpose. That purpose was questionable. The match itself wasn't very exciting. I want them to give Trey Baxter some better stuff because he is a very talented wrestler. And I want Ridge to get better stuff too. But it seems like they're poaching him for the main roster. He's been having a lot of dark matches. He won over Austin Theory on Smackdown. So... but hopefully he gets at least some kind of good storyline on NXT while he's here. So next up, 6 out of 10, Samoa Joe versus Karrion Kross. It was a fun match, very slow paced. I thought there wasn't a ton of complexity with the match. The storytelling was not all there, and considering they promoted this match by having Regal tell Joe to kick Karrion's ass, it didn't feel very brutal. It didn't feel like he really kicked his ass. I don't know, that might just be me, but it didn't feel any worse than a normal match.
Yeah, I get that. I absolutely get that.
So next up, with a 7 out of 10. Is it 7 or is it 8? 7. Dakota Kai versus Raquel Gonzalez. It was a lot of fun. Loved the storytelling and the gear. But for a betrayal storyline, could have gotten a bit more emotional with it. I think they could have, had someone like get all sad. Or maybe have Raquel feel guilty about the Chingona bomb. I don't know. Like, even after the match, they just quickly moved on. It didn't feel like a breakup. That it was missing heart.
So, I was thinking about this actually. Remember Raquel versus Rhea? And that fucking cruel ass video package that they put together last minute?
Yeah.
It fucking hurt me. That made me so sad. I mean, for my own reasons, but on top of that, like, it made me genuinely like, this is devastating. And you would have thought that they would have maybe put a little more. I know that they tried to with like Dakota's like promos and all that shit. Um, it just didn't hurt the way it should have.
Yeah,
At all.
and Miriam does make a good point. They might not have been very good friends on screen for it to be heartfelt. But I feel like Raquel did feel a connection with Dakota, and she was the one putting Dakota down. Dakota was the one who already sacrificed the friendship by attacking Raquel. We had her emotional moment. Now this is Raquel putting down Dakota. You would think there would be at least some kind of lingering emotion, even if it's subtle, before Kaylee Ray comes in.
Yeah. Dakota just looked like really sad and pathetic, like curled up in the corner.
Yeah.
Which I also didn't like for her if she's going to the main roster.
But that's probably what she's going to be doing on the main roster.
Sure.
Because Vince probably was watching and saw her bright gear, her bright hair, and said, "Oh, she's going to be a tag team with Naomi on SmackDown. They both wear bright clothes. They'll be rave girls together."
I mean, Vince does like girls with dyed hair. He loves that shit. So.
Or he'll... Maybe the reason she dyed her hair, like, even a brighter pink, is to put her with Eva Marie.
You know, it's funny. When Eva Marie came into WWE, I think she originally had blonde hair, and they were like, "We can't let you have blonde hair because Natalya has like super blonde hair."
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they dyed her hair red.
And then they said Becky Lynch has red hair, so you have to do something else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Eva Marie would have gotten to that level at any point, but and I don't know where Becky Lynch was in this time period.
That was recent when she came back. That was for her comeback.
But it does make me kind of think, like, what'll happen now? Because Eva Marie has... It's really stupid in my head to be like, well, you can't have blonde hair because Natty has blonde hair. It's like, well, so do a lot of other people.
Yeah, it's dumb.
But... all right. You can only have chestnut-colored hair, and you can only have auburn-colored hair.
You know, this makes a lot of sense, and I hate that it makes a lot of sense, but Dakota's probably going to go to the main roster, and Eva Marie is going to come out like, "Hey, Pipe, hey, Dewdrop, I don't need you. I have another protege." And she breaks out Dakota Kai, and Dakota and Dewdrop have matches together. It's dumb, but at least they'll be good matches, because Eva Marie's not in them. Anyway, after that, next up, 7 out of 10, Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight. This was great. This was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. The only thing that ruined was Ted getting involved and you know, attacking LA Knight. Yeah, I feel like that kind of devalues Cameron Grimes being the champion and his I don't know, his value as a champion and a winner. But still, the whole match was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun. Alright, next up, 8 out of 10, Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. This match was fun, it was brutal, but I feel like the ending was just a bit lackluster. That was really it. I feel like they could have gone a little longer.
Yeah, I agree.
Or maybe the first fall could have been longer. I don't know. They needed more time. I say for a match that was pretty long.
I think if they had evened things out a little bit, because I know what they were doing with that middle match was it was supposed to be like well, who knows, like Kyle might get the next fall and no steel cage, but like I figured once they had like assigned a stipulation for the steel cage, I was like, well, it's gonna come out.
Yeah.
But it was just like the beginning, the first fall didn't quite make sense to me move wise. I think it should have been done differently. Second fall was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Third fall, I don't want to agree with the people being assholes. But that didn't work quite the way I think it should have. I think that could have gone a little longer, a little differently.
Yeah. They should have utilized the cage more.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Kyle's win was still great with him only being able to use one arm for the submission. I thought that was well done. But if they had prolonged it a bit, that would have been even better.
Yeah.
All right, so finally, the match of the night, in my opinion, and I'm sure this is yours too. 10 out of 10. Walter versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT UK Championship. This match was outstanding. It was fantastic. It was brutal. It was emotional. Ilya had heart. Walter had none. And that's what made it beautiful.
It was a good fucking match. I didn't know. I thought I knew what to expect, and then I didn't know what to expect. And I was like, I was on the edge of my seat the entire fucking time. It was so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know, that might have been the detriment to the pay-per-view, because a couple other matches had to follow that up.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was still amazing. Still amazing. So that is our match of the night. Our promo of the night, Cameron Grimes, post-match interview. Wrestler of the night, Ilya Dragunov. Match of the night, Walter versus Ilya Dragunov. You want to answer some questions?
Yes.
Alright, let me check YouTube. Okay. Got none on YouTube. Miriam has a question in the chat. If you could put together your own wrestling promotion, who are your top stars that you're recruiting right away? Alright, so let's think of it this way. We have to make a feud in each division. So 2 main event guys, 2 mid-carders, 2 tag teams, and 2 women.
Okay. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Is it easy?
It is, but I know you're gonna like make fun of me. I'm kind of like,
yeah, I'll let you go first.
Holding off. I'm holding back because I know you're gonna make fun of me, and I don't want you to.
I'm sure you're gonna pick Tyler Russ as your main event guy.
Fuck you. For starters, fuck you. I was gonna pick Tyler Russ. I was gonna pick Jay White.
Is your main event guys?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a choice.
Why do you not agree with that choice?
Because I mean, you have the option of like Malachi Black, Bray Wyatt, fucking Kenny Omega, Adam Page.
And yet my wrestling promotion is in part all about pure wrestling. So
okay. Let's
go from there.
Is Jay White pure wrestling?
Jay's kind of got an in-betweeny. Or he's pure wrestling-ish, but also kind of entertainment.
So my main eventers are gonna be Bray Wyatt, and we need a face. Let's see. Johnny Gargano.
Okay.
So now let's do mid-carders.
Mid-carders. Tim Tam Thatchy Thatch, arms and muscles ready for the match. Match might be one of my mid-carders.
Okay.
And he will be billed exactly like that.
Okay. And who's your other one?
Ooh, does this count? Can I choose Pac?
I don't know why you're asking. You can pick whoever you want.
You're right. I'm choosing Pac.
Okay. Um, my mid carders, Matt Cardona and Josh Alexander.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right,
Ooh.
tag
Okay.
teams.
Oh, okay. So am I choosing two men's tag teams or a men's and a women's?
We could do two men's, two women's, but I don't think there's many women's tag teams to pick from, but we can.
So for men's, I'm choosing.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Why do you have two tag teams in mind?
Yeah. The Young Bucks and the Young Bucks and shoot, I had another one. Oh, the Young Bucks and Finjuice.
Okay. Because I was going to choose the Young Bucks, and I was going to choose. Are we going to do this right now? This lamp from Amazon sometimes does this little phantom thing where like it goes through all of the light settings on its own.
Something might be touching it.
Oh, I've got shit resting on it. So,
Might be it.
but I was gonna go with the Young Bucks, and I'm also going to go with. Who do I want to go with?
The Usos.
No,
MSK.
no,
Imperium.
Imperium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
And women's tag teams.
Wait, you don't want to go with Pretty Deadly?
Until they can figure out what their pants situation is, no. For women's though,
What tag team did I go with besides the Young Bucks? Who did I go with?
um,
The Young Bucks. Oh my god, I can't remember.
I can't either.
I'm blanking. Is the Young
I
Bucks?
don't know.
I think they're from Impact. Oh no, Finjuice. That was
There we go. God, I'm a little stressed myself.
it. So women's tag teams.
Women's tag teams. Do you just want to build them, or do you want to grab? We can grab from whatever exists, and we can also build them.
Okay. I'll just grab from what exists.
Okay.
Or how about has existed? We can do past tag teams.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Because if that's the case, then I'm going to choose. I'm gonna get something.
Okay. You
I
want me
think
to
I'm
pick?
gonna go with Asuka and Kairi.
Okay. Asking Kyrie.
You can pick one.
Oh,
Or
I'm
two.
going with Sasha and Bailey.
Oh, okay, smart. I think my second one would be. I think I kind of want it to be Red Velvet and Swole because they were doing some tag shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I want Fire and Flava. Back before they broke up.
I was gonna say I would hope.
Yeah.
And then finally, what's our last one?
Women. Singles women.
Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Penelope Ford and
Okay. Okay.
probably Penelope Ford and Britt Baker.
Okay. Okay. Um I'm gonna go with I'll go with Bianca Belair. No, I'll go with Rhea Ripley. And Rhea Ripley and it's tough. Rhea Ripley and fuck, I had one in mind. I can't remember. Chris Statlander.
I was kind of thinking about her.
Alright, so those are our promotions. And Miriam, you would love to watch our promotions go to war? Well, you know what?
Oh god.
When WWE 2K22 drops, we'll be doing a universe mode on YouTube. But if you want us to do one earlier than March, let us know. And we'll bring our 2K20 universe to YouTube that we've already started. So, let us know if that's something you'd want to see.
And also, on top of that, my promotion isn't doing very well right now. The Mark's under the brand of Smackdown, and I made my own brand, which is the PCW.
Mm-hmm.
Better known as Pepita Championship Wrestling.
Yeah. Versus 90s
So,
Smackdown.
unsurprisingly, it's failing.
The PCW versus 90s SmackDown.
a wrestling promotion run by a cat.
Mm-hmm.
That takes place in a dusty ass fucking gym in Albany, New York.
Yeah. Real quick before we end the podcast, who are your champions in your brand?
My brand?
Yeah. Name your champions so everyone gets an idea of how your promotion is or how your brand is. You want me to name them for you?
Yes, please.
Your mid-card title is
Lindsay Dorado.
Lindsay Dorado. Your main card champ, I believe, is Seth Rollins.
I believe it's Seth Rollins.
Your tag team champs are Degeneration X.
Nope, it's Undisputed Era, Adam Cole and Bobby Fish.
Really? They won the titles? Huh.
It was an accident.
And your women's champ is Charlotte Flair.
Just like regular wrestling, I guess.
And my champs are, my main event champ is Apollo Crews because he accidentally won a triple threat against Kane and Aleister Black. Kane, I think it was Kane and Dustin Rhodes. Mid-card champ is Kalisto. Women's champ is who is my women's champ? Oh, Natalia. And my tag team champs are Heavy Machinery. Yeah. So do you want to close out the show?
Sure thing. If you joined us tonight, thank you so much. And if you join us in the future, thank you so much. If you'd like to see more of us, we will be back tomorrow night for our Raw post-show because we watched Raw so you don't have to. You're welcome. I will not be wearing this stylish policeman's cap or these stylish shades. But if y'all like it enough, maybe I will. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night for Raw. And then the night after that, we'll be back for NXT. We don't take days off. Ever.
Yeah. Also, WrestleZone has tweeted that Becky Lynch will be working as a heel on SmackDown. So, That's exciting. Thank you all for watching. Follow and subscribe. Our YouTube is the Pinfall Podcast. You can see all of our previous episodes on there. If you're watching on YouTube, check out the live show, twitch.tv/the Pinfall Podcast. Subscribe to that, and you can get the past 2 weeks of episodes without having to wait for me to put them on YouTube. Our Twitter is at Pinfall Podcast. My Twitter is at the Mark Cameron. Liz is at ElizaElane23. And thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw.